Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to do a dictated sentence. Do you remember the materials that you need in order to do a dictated sentence? Yes, that's right. You're going to need some type of writing utensil and either a whiteboard or a piece of paper to do your sentence. Now remember, before I do my special sentence, I'm going to tell you a silly story about the sentence to help your brain remember the sentence. So it's springtime right now, but some nights it even feels like summer. It's been so warm lately. And you know what happens at my house sometimes in the evening when we're out on the porch or in the yard? Or during the day, really all of the time, we forget to close the door behind us. It's just so nice out, so sometimes we just forget to close the door. It does feel nice in the house to get that breeze. And it's also nice for Piper, my dog, so she can go in and out of the house. But you know what else happens when we leave the door open? Other critters come into our house. And you know who likes to come into the house? Bees, insects, bugs, right? Bugs come into the house when we leave the door open. Uh-oh. So the other day, there was this really big bug that flew into the house when we left the door open. And we saw it fly in, so we tried to go inside and see if we could capture it and then bring it back outside to its home. So we were looking all around and we just couldn't find it. And then we saw that it flew into the bathroom. We couldn't find it anywhere. We looked in the sink, we looked in the window, the mirrors. And then here is your special sentence. Are you ready for the special sentence? Listen closely to it. Is the bug in the tub? Okay, I'm going to pound out that sentence. Is the bug in the tub? Okay, will you pound it out with me? Is the bug in the tub? Notice at the end of that sentence, sounds like the sentence is asking a question. So I want you to think about that in a little bit when you're writing your sentence, if this sentence is also a question. So after we pound out the sentence, we're going to point to our paper to plan out our writing. Is the bug in the tub? Will you do this with me on your paper? Is the bug in the tub? Okay, so before we go off and write it, remember there's some things we need to think about every time we sit down and do writing. Think about those things that happen at the beginning of the sentence. What do we put at the beginning of the sentence? That's right, uppercase. What do we put in between our words? Finger spaces. And what do we put at the end of a sentence? Punctuation, right? Remember the different types of punctuation we can have. Now, when you write your sentence today, I would like you also to underline those sight words to help your brain remember that sight words are usually trickier words to spell because they don't follow the normal rules, right? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to say that sentence one more time. Is the bug in the tub? He was in the tub, by the way. Okay, go ahead and we're going to start writing our sentence. I'm going to write mine too. Okay, I'm finished with my sentence. If you are still writing, you can pause your video. But I'm going to show you mine so we can compare. Okay, so here's my sentence. I'm going to read it to you first. Is the bug in the tub? All right, starting at the beginning. That word is, I underlined it because it's a sight word, right? Is. I spell is I-S-I-S. It doesn't have a Z, right? It sounds like it should, but that's why it's a sight word. So I underlined it, and it also has an uppercase I for the beginning of a sentence. Finger space, and my next word was another sight word. Is the, right? Okay, the bug. Remember, bug, that B, starts with the line which tells us we start with our mouths closed. Bug, right? And then we open. Is the bug in the tub? And notice, what was my punctuation? That's a question mark. Why did I put a question mark? Because this sentence was a question. I was wondering if the bug was in the tub, right? I needed to know an answer. So that's why I put a question mark at the end there. Okay, if you put a period or an exclamation point, let's fix it and change it to a question mark so the reader knows that this is a question that needs to be answered. All right, kindergarten friends, after you write your first one, do you remember what our next step is? We have to write it again, right? Just to practice those great writing skills. So underneath, I want you to write your sentence one more time and give it a star or a smiley, or you can highlight it in pretty colors, whichever one you think is the neatest sentence. All right, thanks for joining me on my dictated sentence. Have a great day, writers.